celibacy. All right, thank you. Enjoy the second half.
What seems to be the problem?
The problem is, I've been waiting in this room for over 2 hours and just now getting any attention.
What was that? I was listening to anything you just said.
I need to see the doctor about these issues I'm having. I feel like I'm falling apart.
Just hold yourself together. What kind of issues are you having?
The worst thing lately has been my insomnia. I used to be so good at sleeping, I could do it with my eyes closed. Not anymore.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, 4 to 5 people suffer from insomnia at some point.
Wait a minute, are you saying the 5th person enjoys it?
What other complaints do you have?
It's too hot in here. All these scrolls you have out to read are years out of date. There's a funny smell coming from over there, and your breath really smells bad.
No. What's wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with me. That's why I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little medical information first. Any long-term problems the doctor should know about?
No, not since my divorce. But I do suffer from some phobias as well. I thought about picking up a self-help manual, but I'm afraid that won't do me any good.
You just gave up like that?
No, actually I went to the library and asked where the self-help section was, but they said that would defeat the purpose.
Do you know your blood type?
Red? Once I think I was told I had type A, but I think that ended up being type O.
Okay. Why don't you take a seat over there and the doctor will see you soon.
Excuse me, but we were wondering if you could see this person?
Yes, I can see him.
This guy's in pretty bad shape, in case you haven't noticed. We think he hit his head.
And his leg and back and arm are all scraped up and bruised.
We might be able to squeeze him in today.
Oh yes, I can see we're really busy. Can we just leave him here and go far away?
We're gonna need a little personal information first. Name?
Mine? His.
Oh,
O-G-I-U-R-U-M? Ogerium? That's not a name. Birthday?
what are the chances it would be today? That would be unfortunate.
Can you help me get some vitals from him?
No, we've already gone through all this stuff. He didn't have anything worth much. Just bills, and more bills. I guess he's probably the youngest of three.
How do you know that?
Parents would both be older, wouldn't they?
Okay, why did you take a seat over there? The doctor will see you soon. I don't really want to stick around here. You?
No, I just don't have any patience with doctors.
Well, got Mr. Rastinov stabilized finally. Who's here to see me next?
Someone came in here earlier complaining about deteriorating eyesight, but I sent him away after he made a spectacle of himself.
Okay. Okay then, if I have a break, I could use a little rest as well. I'm still not feeling all that well ever since dinner last night.
Oh, sorry to hear. Something not agreeing with you?
Me besides my wife? She has to be the worst cook ever. Her specialty seems to be indigestion.
You know, I'm getting married soon, and your constant complaint about your wife isn't filling me with a lot of confidence, you know.
Oh, never mind me. Apparently, that is the #1 rule in marriage. I'm just kidding about all that. I didn't know what happiness was until I got married. Then, it was too late.
It's just all coming so fast. There's so much to do.
I found the days leading up to our marriage to be like a snappy introduction to a tedious book.
I'm just so in love. I can't wait to be married to my best friend.
Oh, I sure hope that doesn't make your husband mad. I do believe, however, that love is one long, sweet dream.
That's very touching.
And marriage is the alarm clock. My best advice, though, is for both of you to talk about children before you tie the knot. One of the most important discussions that you can have.
That's good advice, thanks.
If you and your future husband do, however, we can drop ours off at any time.
Oh, I am sorry. There is one more patient. I completely forgot.
Oh, and that is different how?
He was brought up by a couple of gypsies. Excuse me, sir. The doctor can see you now. Sir?
Let me guess. This patient has hearing problems.
This patient appears to be out cold.
Like that guy 3 rows from the back over there? Oh, this can't be good.
What, that you're examining him?
No, this man is suffering from a severe head wound
Really? Where?
on his head. He needs immediate treatment. Help me lift him up onto the stable over here. There's something inside just sitting there.
Is that big open wound on his head what's causing a problem with this patient?
Why, I think I do, nurse. It's a good thing this man is unconscious, or else he would be in an awful lot of pain. No, actually, it's not a good thing he's unconscious. I'm just glad he's not suffering and in pain.
Like them.
Well, it looks to me like if we can release some of this pressure here, it will help with some of this puffiness.
That'd be swell.
Okay. Clamps. Thread. Scalpel. Sharp pointy thingy.
There's an awful lot of bleeding there. Should we be concerned about that?
No, that was from where I grabbed the scalpel from you wrong. I'll be okay. I think everything is good to go. Shall we close?
Are there still a couple of scenes left?
Nurse, did you see that?
I did, doctor. What does that mean?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna try that again. What does that mean? Here, watch this. On your left, come on. Over here.
Let me try.
Come on, close. Get it. Yes. Yes. Go, go. think so. And even if there are, we can just blame it on the injury.
That's what I meant.
Very well. Keep an eye on it. I'll be back in your office if you need anything.
I think you'll be fine here overnight. I'll have the night nurse check on you as well.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket or something?
So how's our patient doing?
This looks like there's been a little improvement over the last 3 days. He wiggles his arms and legs. I'm neat enough to do it for him.
Okay then, keep an eye on him.
Doctor?
Might as well be to do all the work.
Doctor? Yes?
There's been a change.
What? Is temperature elevate? Pulse? Breathing rate? What is it?
He's sitting up and staring at us.
Oh, right. I knew that, of course.
Well, where am I? Who are you? Who are they? And who am I?
Does the name Algerian sound familiar?
Oh, I know. Isn't that the patient's name? Oh, you were asking him, weren't you?
Well, no, it doesn't sound familiar. What's happened to me?
I'm afraid you were in some sort of terrible accident. Where does it hurt?
Oh, here, and right here. What does that mean?
Well, you probably have a broken finger. Along with the very serious head injury we took care of a few days ago.
Can you tell us about anything that happened?
Well, nothing really, other than how I just woke up here a few moments ago.
Oh, whew, we're off the hook, nurse. Has there ever a thing about his little video game?
Don't worry about a thing. We'll have you back to your normal self in no time.
Oh, good. Do you have anything clean I can change into? These clothes are kind of filthy.
Sure. Hey, nurse, why don't you get him one of the new stick-together gowns we ordered?
Those turned out to be far too expensive. I just got some of those string tie ones because the Velcro ones are a rip-off.
Hey there, sweet. I haven't seen you in some time. Where have you been? What do you mean, where have I been? I'm a chimney sweep. Where do you think I've been? How many guesses do I get? 0. In the 3 years since the Earl has left, things have gone from really bad to, well, really bad. Yeah, it has gone down a hill in a hurry since then. I'll admit it. The Earl might have been a miserable person having charge around here. But what? But what about the Earl being a miserable person having charge around here? Dan, I wasn't going to say anything else. Years ago, I used to make a fair living at my job. Now, there's barely anyone who could offer me payment for my services. I know what you mean. I don't think I've been paid anything but food for months. Yeah, and there's getting to be less and less of it all this time. Dare I say that we're actually better off with that footless wanderer in charge around here. I just can't imagine how things can get any worse. Oh, you just had to say it, didn't you? Way to go. Great.
Good afternoon. Why, the face is as sad as a prayer.
What I wouldn't give for a harpoon. That.
My Viola. Perhaps now would be
opportune for you to hear my brand new tune.
I doubt it.
What's a viola?
I think it's like a violin, but bigger. It burns longer.
Hey, do you know why they always put a cloth between their chin and their instrument? Because they don't have spit valves. You know, this really isn't a good time.
Perhaps you're right. I've only been working on this piece since June.
Oh, I'm sure it's just fine, but we're not much for the music scene.
Yeah, we've got jobs.
Actually, you have to be pretty smart to be good at this art.
Not exactly. I have a friend who plays the lute pretty well, and you know what he got on his IQ test? What? Saliva.
Laugh away, O residents of this commune. I'll be headed down to the greasy spoon.
Well, look who it is, Miss Mary for the money.
Not true. I'm getting married for love.
Of money. Just like with the Earl back then, and now here you are engaged to that new guy. Who just so happens to be loaded with riches.
I've learned a lot from my experiences. I was young and dumb back then.
Now you're no longer young. Experience is just what you get because of what you want. How is you marrying this new baron any different than before?
Well, it just is.
Oh, okay. Hard to argue with that logic.
It's taken me years to get over my broken heart.
Or like it's taken you millions. How is you being... It wasn't more than 2 days then after this baron showed up that you two were engaged.
Oh, you know nothing about love.
Eh.
It was love at first sight for the Baron and I.
Is that why you kept walking by his table over and over again for half an hour?
You just don't understand. I've always longed for someone as colorful as he.
As long as the majority of that color is gold, right?
He and his blue
Brown,
eyes and his beautiful brown
blonde.
hair. Oh, whatever.
Good afternoon. How are the sales going? They're not. I've pretty much given up on trying to make any money at this. Then why do it? Gets me out of the house. I'm enjoying the sunshine, fresh air, and a break from my husband. Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. Let me put it this way. My husband is living proof that I have a sense of humor, and I'm just afraid that he's such a couch potato that if we ever have children, they'll be nothing but tater tots. Have you thought about doing something else for a living? No, I made a commitment that when I got married that I'm in it for the long haul. And so far, it's been. I bet your job. I hear the king is looking for replacements in his royal treasury. The last ones were fired when they held an uprising in demand to make less money. I might consider that. Things around here may not be the best, but at least we have our homes and our families. We should consider ourselves blessed. And there's no Earl to have to put up with any longer. Agreed. Nothing like knowing you have a safe, comfortable place to call home.
And this area, to top it all off, my dear, will be the expensive parking area. The covered area will go over there, and we'll even have reserved spots for any member of the royal court. Can't you just imagine the possibilities?
Given how much will be required per cart and horse, can I ever?
I'm just so glad that the king decided that my final bid for the new construction project of King Robert's Jousting Complex and Family Amusement Park was the best choice. People from all over the kingdom will be drawn here, especially once the king decrees that it is mandatory for each family to visit at least once.
Well, what do you mean here?
Well, I don't mean over there, or there, or there. I mean here, these 20 square miles which I have recently purchased.
I don't think so. This is our land. Our families have lived here for generations.
Then what better time to get them moving along for some new experiences? Ha 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 ha.
go.
See, I was fortuitous enough to purchase much of the land, but in order chest, I found the deed, which now makes this land all mine.
You mean ours, right? It's both of ours?
You're putting money of the well-being of your town, your friends, your family, even over me?
Look at this deed, isn't it neat? With this in hand, I've the world at my feet. Finally, I'll be the girl who has everything. With this one deed here that I hold, I'm happy letting the story unfold. Looking around here, I think, wow, I'll own everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty, all the land you could ever explore. You want houses on hills, I've got 20. Once we shove all these folks out the door, I wanna have all the nicest things. I wanna have to do nothing ever. I think that I should have everything, boy, that sounds mean. People have said you must work for your cash, but I would much rather just be wealthy. Wedding the Baron is how I'll accomplish that feat. Don't want to work, don't want to sweat. I do for money is a sure bet. Money for free, soon I will be part of that world. People will give so I can live just how I ought to. Let's make them pay to spend a day per the king's plan. Betcha I can, thanks to my men, not ever even have to worry. I'll be right there in my lounge chair working my tan, and ready to go soon to marry my beau. Can't wait to answer that timeless question. Do I want to now be very rich? I'll say I do. Now's my turn, how I will love to look down on all from above. Money for free, soon I will be part of that world.
It's nothing personal, it's just business.
Good business, in fact.
I guess your taste in guys sure hasn't changed since your last fiance. Nothing but money-grubbing capitalists. This just isn't fair!
As I said way back in scene 1, you think life is fair? Look around. The shallowest person in town seems to have a knack for catching the love interest of the rich and obtuse. We're all about to have our ancestral homes and properties paved over for the benefit of the privileged elite. These plays still haven't gotten any better. If you're looking for fair, you'd better plan on Calypso or nothing.
Oh, looky here. If it isn't the Earl's former scribe, I haven't seen you in 3 years. Where have you been?
All over, here, there, literally. A couple of years ago, I was hit by a charging bull. I was pretty depressed for a while afterward.
Well, it's awfully good to see you.
It's awfully good to be seen. It was touch and go there for a while. I just came back into the area to pick up a few items some friends of mine were holding while I was rehabilitating. I guess I'd better hurry before all my stuff gets paved over along with everyone else's.
So what if you, this still doesn't seem quite right. So what if you bought some old chest that the deed was in? That doesn't make it yours!
Actually, it does. Here, let me show you. Oh yeah, and here's the tractor I'm going to use to pave over your house. no. Blah, blah. Ah, here it is. In the event the named owner is no longer interested in maintaining the property, or is unable to sign the property over, or is vacant in no less than 3 years, granted ownership will pass to the local land region administrator.
Which is you, isn't it? Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, that would be me.
What did he say? What does that mean?
It means exactly 4 days from now, this house and all 20 surrounding square miles will belong exclusively to me. And the best part about it, there's nothing any of you can do.
Except get rich, right? For us to get rich?
Yes. That is until I sell all the land to the king at an arbitrarily inflated price so we can flatten the entire area and build King Robert's jousting complex and family amusement park.
Oh, I hate when people in charge use those words. It's what they say when they want you to do something for free.
Ugh, thinking of all the loads of wealth coming in is really tiring. Would you like to go grab a bite to eat?
Yeah, sure. Where are we going? He didn't mean you. He meant Constance. Oh, right. I knew that. Darn, I could use a pretty decent meal right about now. Are you that hungry? No. My husband's been experimenting with recipes this week, and they've been pretty bad. They're those two of a kind. I'm not sure either of them have a full deck. What makes him think he's got the high card? What am I going to tell my family? We have a full house. Best be straight with them. Our homes are getting the royal flush. This deal is really getting you down. I'd just like to hit him where he stands. I don't think we have much choice but surrender. Let's split.
Maybe they're giving up, but not me. There's got to be some way to stop this travesty.
The best way to stop this travesty would be a writer's block.
Now there's someone I haven't seen in a while. How are you? How's business?
Well, I've been logging a lot of hours. The profits have definitely been falling.
What I'm thinking though is that there has to be some way to stop the Baron from succeeding in his plans to take over all our homes and build some family amusement park.
That's horrible. Can that actually happen? Anything we can do to stop this?
Well, it's a long shot, but to keep it from being built, either we change the town's name to Sacramento, or we have to go find the Earl, bring him back, and we have to do it in the next 4 days.
What if he isn't still alive?
Well, I guess he's not going to be very talkative then.
Hey, there's someone I haven't seen in a while. How long has he been? 5, 6 years?
What? No, I've only been gone for a couple years max.
What? Oh, no, not you. I'm talking about that guy back there. He hasn't been to one of these in a long time.
Sounds like one of the smarter ones.
Okay, let's just cut this right down to size. The scribe here believes we need to track down the Earl in the next 4 days.
Sounds good to me. Who's going to get the first crack at it for leaving our land in such a state?
According to her, the Earl is our only hope for saving our land. How's that for an odd twist of fate?
Couldn't that better be described as ironic?
This whole thing can best be described as moronic. At this point, we either have 2 options: sit around and let our homes and properties be raised for a family sports complex and amusement park, or we have to go find the Earl and have him reiterate his proper claim on this land.
Agreed. If we can settle this dispute without resorting to violence, all the better.
Yeah, violence is never the answer. But I guess that's just my pacifist, aggressivist tendency showing through.
But what happens if we find Earl, explain to him what's going on, and he decides he wants whatever it to be built?
Then I'll tear him apart piece by piece with my bare hands.
Come on, I'm too busy for this.
You're busy? I have so many experiments and emulsions going right now, and without keeping an eye on them, the results might be catastrophic.
Then you should go.
Must I remind you that if we don't track down and locate the Earl and find out what happened to him, we'll all be kicked out of our homes and property? I'll have to move my stuff somewhere else. No one seems to want me in their backyard for some reason.
Yes, I understand all that. But 3 years ago, you paid me and the peddler to lose the Earl. Now you're saying you want me to go along with you and try and find him? Doesn't that just seem wrong?
Look, you know where he was last, and perhaps more importantly, you haven't been on since the second scene. Just go with the script.
Okay, but I'm not sure I like this one bit.
Neither do they.
Last time, I got paid.
Oh, don't be so selfish. This is our only hope for the future.
You really believe that, don't you?
I kind of believe it, but I always try to be sincere, even when I don't mean it.
Can I take a look at the map the guy at the kerosene station gave us? How close are we to that gypsy camp?
Very close. See? Excuse us. Can you help us? We are looking for a missing person.
Can you describe this person?
Well, he's missing. He's been gone for about 3 years now.
You numbskull, could you be any more vague or unhelpful?
I could try. No, wait. Not you. Do you remember that guy we found nearby? Who tried to rob us and ended up knocking himself out when we took him to the doctors? Wasn't that about 3 years ago?
Seems like it sitting through this.
And she said I was useless.
And she was right.
Could you describe him with a bit more detail?
Well, he was unconscious, and he had a lot of dirt all over him.
What color were his eyes? What was he wearing? How tall was he?
He was like that tall, his eyes were red, and he was wearing some pretty ratty clothing.
And a lot of dirt.
I don't know. That doesn't really sound like him.
You're right. Her voice is a lot higher.
Wait, there was one other thing. This guy said totally all the time. Totally annoying.
Did you hear that? Both really annoying and using the word totally? That's him. That's the Earl. Tell us, where can we find him?
Not sure. We took him to the doctors. Here. But that was totally like 3 years ago.
Stop it. You know I hate it when you use stupid slang words. It just sounds so gnarly.
But you totally just said totally a minute ago.
This is amazing. If I weren't here, well, I'd be somewhere else. And I wouldn't believe it could happen.
What, that after 3 years, we were hot on the trail of the Earl?
No, that she finally remembered all her lines.
Nurse, it's been rather quiet this week. When's the next appointment?
I don't see anything down here until later this here we are, later this afternoon. The latest bout of the plague has really been thinning out our patients.
This is true, and many of those have passed on as well. Okay, if you need me, I'll be in the back working on my cutting game.
Excuse me, but have you seen this man?
Sadly, that's what most of our patients look like these days.
They're the lucky ones. The majority of them end up looking like this.
This person was brought in about 3 years ago. Can you help us? He was very annoying and self-centered, and his only interest was himself.
We see a lot of patients. Do you think there's even the slightest chance of us remembering one person from that long ago? Especially over the past 6 months with the massive people coming in with this deadly plague sweeping the land.
Well, he does say totally all the time.
Well, in that case, I totally know who you mean. Let me get a community advocate counselor out here. Hey, Matt, do you have a moment? Matt, these people may be looking for you.
Oh, cool. Like, what sort of issue can I help you guys resolve?
Color coordinating, for one thing.
Who is this? Earl, is that you?
Earl... Who's Earl?
Hey, it is the Earl. I'd recognize him anywhere.
I totally don't know what you mean. There's no Earl here.
Did you guys hear that? He said totally. I totally heard it. This is totally... Am I the Earl? Anyways, we're here to take you home. I can't believe it. We actually found you.
Matt, do you know these people?
Matt. Why are you calling him Matt?
Well, he didn't know his name when he showed up, and he later
I'm sorry, I think you're mistaken, folks. I have no idea who any of you are.
But now, this. I must have done something amazing in a previous life, because Lady Luck is certainly smiling on me now. I dumped half my wealth into a reposed property, hoping to flip it, and what happens? Some old musty chest lands me in the position to be richer than, well, anyone I can think of, save the king himself.
That sounds really great, but what did you just say?
By tomorrow, any claim from your long-departed ex-fiancé will expire, and this house and all surrounding 20 square miles will be mine. Mine, all mine!
You mean ours, right? It will be the both of ours?
Sure. That is, until I sell it to the king for an arbitrarily inflated price so he can flatten the entire area and build King Robert's Jousting Complex and Family Amusement Park.
That sounds like a really fun place to go. Can we go there sometime?
Can we go there sometime? Ha ha ha. My dear, you're standing right in the middle of it.
Oh, and I so like these shoes.
This is a nice
You know, cover up the windows and add a few decorations, and you got quite a nice attraction here.
Can I be in charge of decorating?
There will be a lot that will have to be done. People will take anything. I checked, and even the toilets are gone.
Really? Who would have done that?
I have no idea. Seems we have nothing to go on.
Good day, Baron, ma'am.
Why are you calling me ma'am?
What? I was just being polite.
Not if you were going to call me ma'am. It should be good day, Baron, sir.
Really? That's the sir? Okay. I just returned from King Robert's castle, and it appears that everything is cleared up for moving ahead with the King's Jousting Arena and Family Amusement Center. I have to tell you, they were pretty upset about me not having proof of ownership papers yet.
You told them it was only a matter of days before the property transfers to me, right?
Of course. I even told them that we could start on the project early, but they insisted on waiting out the time and then seeing all the appropriate paperwork.
I just hate when legal stuff gets in the way of progress.
Patience, dearest. By tomorrow, things will be done with, and we can get started on our future plans. You're probably going to want some of the King's security around after tomorrow. People in the town aren't excited about being forced out of their homes, and they're not going to go quietly.
I'm not going quietly!
They can go as noisily as they want, as long as they just go.
You sure are giving the former Earl a run for his money in terms of being pretty darn unpopular. The things I've heard about you would make a rap star blush.
That's okay with me. It's lonely at the top, but you eat better. Shall we go celebrate our last day of not being ludicrously wealthy?
Not being ludicrously wealthy sounds great. It's not. Trust me, I've been there my whole life. See you guys tomorrow.
I hope I'm not too early, but the Baron asked me to get here just before noon. I hope it's okay that I just let myself in. Nobody's answering the door.
Hello. Can I presume anyone in the room?
Hi.
Trying to stop the gloom the Baron has caused, I assume?
Try and stop it? It's no use. The Baron has his plans made, and they become academic as of today. He becomes the dean owner at noon, whether we like it or not.
I can assume the Baron won't consume the homes and properties of those whom do fume about this impending doom.
The Baron hired me to research everything relative to this case in the historical archives. And the legal precedence comes down to the first two laws of the land which have governed this country for hundreds of years.
Only two? That seems so few.
True. The first law of land is that the king is always right. And the second law is that if the king is ever wrong, refer to the first law of the land. If the deed was granted by the king at the time, I looked over the deed carefully, and it was granted by the king at the time. So if anyone were to challenge its applicability or accuracy, the first law would override that.
Okay, I guess I'll go back and tell everyone to pack. I'm really gonna miss my shack. This is all giving me an anxiety attack. What a setback.
I've got to think of something to help. If I wouldn't have been given the job of losing the Earl 3 years ago, we wouldn't be in this situation. I feel like this is all my fault.
So do I. I bet you feel like you could just die. Now, don't cry. Heavy sigh. Well, bye-bye.
Oh, good. You are here. Today's the day. I want to waste no time getting this project started, since I have most of my own personal resources tied up into this project. What did you find out?
I've gone over the deed with a fine-tooth comb. The comb pretty much destroyed most of the documents I used for research, but the deed is 100% valid, and there's no question about it.
So it becomes ours, yours, today? By noon, today? Oh, how wonderful.
What time is it?
According to my new Rolex sundial watch, it is now 10 minutes past 12.
Congratulations, my dear. You are about to become wealthier than you can possibly imagine.
I hope
so, because I can imagine a whole lot of money.
Stop! We've done it. We've accomplished the nearly impossible.
We made one of these words rushing through to the end.
Everyone, I'd like to reintroduce to you the Earl.
Wait, what are you guys looking for? This is the Earl. Right here.
Right. You just happened to find him after all these years? That's not the Earl!
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I'm totally not the Earl.
Oh my goodness, it is the Earl. Where have you been? What happened to you?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Let me explain.
I recognize his face anywhere. I was engaged to him for a while, remember? What happened to him?
He doesn't know. Doesn't remember a thing about what happened to him before the accident.
You mean he doesn't remember anything about how he got into his current situation? What a relief. What a relief. I'm safe. At least I'm kicked out of my home and left with nothing left to my name, wandering aimlessly throughout the kingdom.
You all are really an odd bunch, but certainly a lot of fun. It was great talking with you on the way here. It sure made this trip seem a lot faster.
I don't care who you think he is, no matter if it's the Earl or not. The deadline for the deed passed almost an hour ago. You are too late. This property and all 20 square miles now belongs exclusively to me. And since this is now my land and you are all trespassing on it, I want you all to get out of my house, off my lawn.
I thought you said I could stay.
Of course you can stay. Everyone else needs to go.
On your way.
On your way, tell everyone they have it until sunset to clear out, or we'll have them all arrested and thrown in prison.
It wouldn't be that bad. At least we'd have a roof over our heads, right?
I can't believe it. After all that, hundreds of families forced to leave just to build something that could be put practically anywhere.
Well, technically not anywhere. Anywhere else, and I wouldn't have the infrastructure to collect all these royalties from the royalties.
So, that's it. That's all there is. There's nothing anyone can say or do about this?
Wait, I do have one more thing to say.
No, dude, that's dangerous.
Hold on. I just thought of something. Wait, let me catch my breath. Do we all agree that this is the Earl, even if he can't remember who he is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Earl. So what? Doesn't matter anyway. That's just all the better since I get to now not only evict the former owner of this place, but marry his former fiancée as well. What do you think of that?
Hold on a second, I'm still trying to follow this. Okay, I got it.
I don't think that you're going to need to gain a renting card yet. Because...
Okay, we get it. Great, dramatic pause. Can you get on with it now?
we forgot. There's an extra day this year. We forgot. The land doesn't belong to the Baron. Yet.
Wait, what are you talking about? It became mine as soon as noon struck today. You're just stalling.
What do you think pretty much all of scene 3 was?
It's still so new, I totally forgot. And apparently so is everyone else. We forgot. There's an extra day this year. It's the first ever leap year.
Wait. That means... Wait, so we're all supposed to jump for joy because it's leap year?
No, we forgot to take into account that summer was getting later and later into the calendar. We forgot there's an extra day this year.
Oh, so I'm not as old as I thought I was? Yay!
Wait, does that mean that
that he doesn't transfer to me until tomorrow? You can't do this to me. I sunk most of my own personal resources into this project. Without this, then I'm broke.
Oh, I'm sorry you're broken. Where does it hurt?
He's not broken, you genius. He's broke. He has no money. He's poor.
That seems to be a trend with you, doesn't it?
I'm single. And now he's single.
Wait, what? You're poor?
Oh, not again. How many times is this gonna happen to me?
Don't know. How many of you guys are gonna date?
Wait, what are you doing? After all, I'm still me, you know.
But your bottom line is
I never thought I'd speak these words nor be happy about. Boy, am I ever glad that you're home, Earl. I can almost feel my guilt floating away.
Guilt from what?
Oh, nothing.
It's good to be back, I guess. So, did I hear right that this whole place is mine now?
Yes.
That and 20 square miles surrounding it. We can stay, can't we?
Sure. Why would I evict people whose families have been living here for generations out of their own homes?
Probably because you would have before, simply because you didn't care about the consequences.
Oh. Sounds like I was a real jerk then.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry about that then.
It's just too bad you frittered away all your family's wealth all those years being stupid. Sure, you're back, our homes are safe, but there's still no money and no resources to get us out of our current situation.
Well, that jousting complex and family amusement center does sound pretty nice. Well, as long as it didn't disturb anybody. I mean, what if we were to suggest it to be built somewhere else where it didn't disrupt anyone? That way we'd have the best of both situations.
Wow, that's a really good, clever solution. You came up with this? Really? All by yourself?
Wow, the Earl actually making good decisions for once? Wow, this is going to take some getting used to.
I agree.
What happened to you while you were gone all those years?
I don't know. Really, I don't. As far back as I can remember, it's just me waking up in the hospital with a big headache and a ton of crazy ideas running around in my head. Guess I've been that way ever since.
Oh, yay. Back a whole 3 years. Congratulations. So you've got a lot of property, a lot of friends, ideas nobody else thought of, but you're no better than any of the rest of us.
Yeah, I never said I was.
But most importantly, you're just as broke as me.
Hey everyone, you know we've been clearing out small sections of the southwest forest so that we don't damage too much of it once and hurt the ecosystem?
That sounds like a great idea. I mean, just to clear cut the whole natural habitat and leave its environment entirely destroyed, that would just be a stupid idea. Only a moron would think otherwise.
Well,
Your point?
we were clearing out this one section next to the hill, and you know how there have been rumors for years of the Earl's family having riches beyond measure? We found them, just as his great-great-great-grandfather's journals and the library's archives described it.
You know what that means, Earl. You're no longer broke. In fact, if the stories are true, you might even be richer than the king.
Oh, cool. But I don't need that money to be happy.
I do.
I just like doing things that help others.
don't.
From what I've seen, money makes people think they can do thoughtless and stupid things without any consideration for others.
Oh, Earl, have I told you how much I've missed you?
Yeah, don't bother. You're nothing but a constant annoyance.
Made it. Another Morgan Hebernuggle. opposite.